Hi, I'm Megan. I'm going to bring to you today the thought for the day for the Estuary Elim Church Group. So I've named it a heavenly perspective. I don't know about you, but there's so much going on in this world at the moment. We think about the horrific things that are happening in Ukraine. Think about the COVID pandemic, and we just think about other brothers and sisters and people and ourselves, and what we're all going through. But I feel like it's really important that we have a heavenly perspective in this time. And I feel like the Lord's been speaking to me personally a lot about having a heavenly perspective, definitely on different situations that we sort of come across. So I'm going to talk a little bit about eagles. So eagles are pretty incredible. So they're some of the largest birds of prey, and they're at the top of the food chain. Eagles have incredible eyesight and they're super strong. They can even see prey from up to 2 miles away. And for the prey, that is not very good. So the eyes are actually the eagle's strongest sense. And eagle's eyes are actually 4 to 5 times better than human eyesight. And that is frightening but amazing, isn't it? They can even detect UV light. So what does this have to do with us and having a heavenly perspective? And I feel like the Lord's been speaking to me a lot about eagles. I mean, they're mentioned a lot in scripture anyway. But eagles obviously have a heavenly perspective, don't they? They're in the sky and they look down below. So they see the bigger picture, other than having amazing eyesight anyway, they see the bigger picture. They don't just see what is around them, but they see what is all around them, which is really exciting. They're also quick to see, and they're also very, very strong. So I feel like God's been saying to me that He's raising up a people that are going to have this eagle-like mentality. They're going to have that sight where they just look beyond what they can see in the earthly realm and in the natural, and see what God is doing in the supernatural realm, which is really, really exciting. So Jesus actually alludes a lot to this whole having eyes to see and ears to hear. And actually He uses it in reference to His parables and the teachings, and how that we need to have eyes to see and ears to hear. Paul also speaks a lot about this as well. And he says about having the eyes of our heart enlightened. So this is what the scripture says. Ephesians 1 verse 18, it says, having the eyes of your heart enlightened, that you may know the hope to which He has called you. What are the riches of His glorious inheritance in the saints? So Paul's talking about having the eyes of your heart opened to having God's perspective on situations and what might be going on. I know that Isaiah, this is a really popular verse as well, and in Isaiah 40 verse 31, it says, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar with wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. So here he talks about being lifted up on eagle's wings. We often sing this song in church. But how can we have, this heavenly perspective on our situations? And we need to ask God, to see as God sees, and to give us wisdom and revelation, and have the eyes of our hearts enlightened, that we can see what God is doing, how God is in these difficult situations. So I just encourage you, and I just pray that this blesses you this morning and definitely gives you something to think about, and have this, super amazing heavenly perspective. Take care and God bless.